The date is December 6th, 2025. The Warriors are currently up 3 against the Cavaliers, and with 4.1 seconds remaining, Pat Spencer will be fouled, sending him to the line on the road with a chance to ice the game. Now, this is Pat Spencer's first start in the NBA, so you can only imagine the inconceivable pressure that he's feeling right now. As he dribbles the ball and begins his routine, it's hard not to think about how far he's come. 7 years earlier, in the gym of Northwestern University, Pat Spencer was working out for head coach Chris Collins. Why? Because Pat Spencer wanted to use the final year of his NCAA eligibility to play Div 1 basketball, and this was his tryout. But what made this situation unfathomable is the fact that Pat Spencer at this very moment is the best lacrosse player in the country. He had just completed one of the greatest lacrosse college careers ever and had been recently drafted number 1 overall in the 2019 Premier Lacrosse League. So why abandon a GOAT trajectory lacrosse career to pursue college basketball? In many ways, it was a question Spencer had been wrestling with since he was a child. Growing up in Davidsonville, Maryland, Pat Spencer was an extraordinarily gifted athlete. For high school, Spencer would attend Boys Latin, excelling in both basketball and lacrosse. And yet, he was cut from varsity in both sports until his junior year.
Coach and I both thought in our respective sports that he'd be better served being the man on the JV lacrosse team or the man on the JV basketball team.
So yeah, I've been cut from just about every team, cut from all the club teams that I tried out for.
Despite not playing varsity lacrosse, Pat Spencer's stellar play in JV would already catch the attention of college scouts.
At the time, lacrosse recruiting was very, very early, so you could commit to a college in 8th and 9th grade.
From that early age, Spencer would be pushed into a decision: commit to lacrosse or wait out for basketball. He would make his choice based off practicality.
At 5'4", 120 pounds, and still being ultra competitive, I felt like I had a better chance, and lacrosse is probably the more viable option to play in college at a high level at that height.
Thus, before his junior season, Pat Spencer would officially commit to Loyola University for lacrosse. But man plans and God laughs, as right after that, he would hit a major growth spurt.
I think it was sophomore to junior summer, 5'6", and probably got close to 6 foot about that time.
And all of a sudden, attracting the attention of basketball scouts. But like you will learn, Pat Spencer would remain loyal to his commitment to Loyola and lacrosse.
I felt like I owed it to the guys that took a chance on me and gave me an opportunity, so I put it on the back burner, but I did have to turn down a handful of opportunities on the basketball side.
Over 4 seasons at Loyola, he would put together one of the greatest college careers ever, finishing as the all-time leader in assists, second all-time in points, and capping it all off by winning the Tewaaraton Award his senior year, lacrosse's equivalent of the Heisman. Yet, even as the accolades piled up, something stayed with him, a lingering thought he couldn't shake.
During that whole time, I'm still calling my high school coach and saying, hey dude, I might pull the trigger after this year. I just miss it too much. I want to take a run at it and get to the NBA.
Under NCAA rules, athletes are given 5 years of eligibility once they enroll full-time in college. Spencer had used 4 of those years on lacrosse, meaning he still had 1 year remaining. 1 year he could still use to pursue basketball. But what made this situation complicated was that Spencer was unanimously the greatest lacrosse player in the country, and was slated as the number 1 overall pick in the PLL.
Every draft has a player where it all begins. In the NFL draft this year, it was Kyler Murray. NBA draft is going to be Zion Williamson. Who is that player in the PLL?
Yeah, unequivocally, that's Pat Spencer out of Loyola.
Complicated, I guess, from an outsider perspective, because while most would be satisfied with a clear route ahead, Pat Spencer felt destined for more. Now, if you want to know how good Pat Spencer is at lacrosse, just consider this. He openly told the PLL that he intended to pursue basketball. And guess what happened in the draft?
With the first pick, the Archers Lacrosse Club take Pat Spencer from Loyola.
How much of a consideration was the situation that Ryan just laid out in terms of the unknown of this first season?
In 1978, the Celtics took Larry Bird with the pick and waited a year, and that's fine. If that's what we have to do, then that's what we have to do.
Thus, Pat Spencer and his coaches would use up every favor to try and find a D1 program for him to try out for. The team they settled on? Northwestern University.
We got some calls in the spring about this guy. They said, don't hang up on us. Just after seeing him on the court, you could see his athleticism. He had a burst, the way he shot the ball, the way he could pass, his ball skills. And in our opinion as a staff, we just thought it was a no-brainer.
Spencer would make the team. and for the first time, he would be in a losing situation, with Northwestern losing as many as 13 games in a row. But game by game, he would improve. Pat Spencer was doing the impossible.
Again, guess who, number 12?
He was figuring it out.
Oh my goodness. Oh, why not? Why not?
No. Come on.
His story, his progress, caught the attention of the NBA G League.
So I had an agreement with the team for 6 months right after college. They said, we want you to come be a part of our G League team.
His plan is working. Dare I say that choosing basketball may have been the right decision, but everything would soon come to a crashing halt.
2020 college basketball season is over. Earlier today, the NCAA announced it is canceling the men's and women's basketball tournaments due to coronavirus concerns.
Robin, at its simplest form, the men's and women's basketball seasons are done.
On March 12th, 2020, the NCAA was shut down due to the global pandemic. To make matters worse, the other opportunity would also go out the window.
And that COVID year was just so wild, they ended up bubbling the G League. About 2 to 3 weeks before the G League was going to bubble, they called and said, hey, our hands are tied. The NBA is forcing us to take the two-way guys from other teams.
And just like that, everything that Pat Spencer had worked for went down the drain. With no clear path forward, Spencer was back to square one. For the better part of the following year, he would spend it working on his game. Alongside him, probably some protein powder. As someone who trains regularly, I've tried a lot of protein powders over the years, but most of them are packed with junk and they don't even taste good. That's why I decided to partner with Transparent Labs, because their grass-fed whey protein isolate is the cleanest, best tasting protein I've ever used. Each serving gives you 28 grams of protein from grass-fed cows, so you're getting higher quality protein with a complete amino acid profile. It's made with just a handful of natural ingredients, no artificial sweeteners, dyes, or fillers. And it's also third-party tested, so you know exactly what's in it. My favorite part about this protein is that it just tastes so good. Today we're going to be trying the French vanilla flavor. Wow. It tastes so good. This is my favorite flavor now. If you want to try it out, Transparent Labs is giving away a free protein starter kit with every subscription. You'll get a free shaker bottle and 5 single serving pouches in their top flavors. Plus, using my link below gets you 10% off automatically at checkout. Thank you so much, Transparent Labs. Now, back to the video. After running out of NCAA eligibility and losing his G League path, Pat Spencer would be in a state of limbo, with folks around him questioning his choice.
Outsiders probably thought I was a little crazy at times. My mom thought, are you sure this is what you want to do when there's clearly a path laid out for you?
In the following 6 months, Spencer would use that time to refine his game even more.
It was a really pivotal time for me to get in there and really make some gains after figuring out what I needed to work on throughout that Big Ten year.
It wouldn't be until April of 2021 when his next opportunity arrived. 5 games with the Hamburg Towers in Germany to finish their season off.
The dream is still alive for Pat Spencer on the basketball court, making his professional basketball debut in Germany.
Germany was a unique experience. I know there's a lot of people that love the overseas experience. At that time, it was peak COVID. Everything was shut down. There was a 9 o'clock curfew in the city. So I truly didn't have the experience that I think some of those guys have when they go over there.
After Germany, Spencer would return to the States, this time on a trip to Vegas, off to the 2021 NBA Summer League. Not as a player, but as someone who was there to network. There in the Thomas & Mack Center, he would cross paths with Wizards GM Tommy Shepard. After explaining his situation, Shepard would invite Spencer to an open tryout for the team's G League affiliate, the Capital City Go-Go. And just like at Northwestern, Spencer impressed, earning an invite to the team's training camp. This was a man who had never played AAU basketball, had only played 1 year of college basketball in his graduate year, and somehow, someway, he's made it to the doorsteps of the G League. When asked by the Baltimore Sun how euphoric this felt, Spencer said, "For most people, it would be a great accomplishment, and I'm not saying that I'm not proud of it, but my main goal is not the G League. My goal is clearly the NBA." Spencer would make the roster, but now he was dealing with another level of politics. You see, there's something in the NBA called a two-way contract, where a player can go back and forth between the G League and the NBA for up to 50 games. Spencer was not one of them. He was just a standard G League player.
Bumpy year for me, learned a lot. Found out that, the two-way guys are going to play their 30, 35 minutes a game no matter what. So Capital City was a grind of a year for me, just putting my head down and working and compete.
Still, in limited minutes, Spencer stood out, enough to earn a spot on the Wizards Summer League roster. In 2022, he found his way back to Vegas, this time as a player. Or so it seemed. The reality was that he was merely there as roster filler, playing only 6 minutes in garbage time his first 2 games.
Got a few DNPs and wasn't too pumped about it.
While most would be grateful for this opportunity, Spencer knew he was destined for more. According to The Athletic, he would tell the coaches, "Respectfully, I didn't come out here for an effing vacation. You've seen me the whole summer. What am I doing?" The following 2 games, he would finally get playing time. He would break out. In his first game in the rotation, he would score 8 points. And in his second and final game, he would score 9 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds in an all-around performance. The opposing team? The Golden State Warriors. That game would catch the attention of the Santa Cruz Warriors GM, David Fotoki. A day later, Fotoki was on the phone with Spencer, and shortly after, Spencer would become a member of the Santa Cruz Warriors.
Got the call the next day to come into training camp and get after it.
With the Warriors, Spencer would find a team where he would finally get a fair opportunity to work up the ladder.
Pat Spencer and one.
And boy did he do that. From an Exhibit 10 contract in 2022 to a 2-way contract in 2023 to finally being converted to a standard contract on March 4th, 2025.
Pat is a damn good basketball player. I know he don't look like it. He don't just jump off the page at you when you see him in a basketball jersey. I don't think the number 61 helps him.
What is the meaning of 61? 60 spots in the NBA draft, 61 just signifies me making my own journey.
But through it all, his attitude remained the same. When asked how euphoric it must have felt when he played his first ever NBA game, Spencer responded,
"More so for my family, see all the work that they put in. That's one of the minor goals for me, Playing a minute 45 in an NBA game was definitely not the end goal. It's just, like I said, it's step in the right direction for sure."
In the 2025 playoffs, Coach Steve Kerr would surprise the basketball world by going to Pat Spencer as a rotation piece in the playoffs.
Pat Spencer lays it up and in.
And after holding his own, that offseason, Spencer would receive interest from teams who offered more opportunities, more playing time, more of a clear path to a real NBA contract. But just like he did at Loyola, he chose loyalty, signing another 2-way contract. On November 26, 2025, Stephen Curry would suffer a hamstring injury, sidelining him for 2 weeks. As a result, Pat Spencer would begin seeing consistent playing time. On December 2nd, he will lead a comeback attempt against OKC. Though the Warriors would ultimately fall short. 2 days later, he scored a team-high 16 points, including a big 3 to give the Warriors a 4-point lead.
Spencer lets fly and drills it.
But again, the game would slip away at the buzzer.
And it goes!
Then came December 6th, where Steve Kerr would make a bold decision. In the 61st game of Pat Spencer's career, 61 would get his first start.
Well, listen, when Pat Spencer comes in the game, everything changes for the better for the Warriors.
And Spencer would deliver, going 3 for 4 from threes, dropping 7 dimes.
It's Pat. Pat Spencer's involved in something, it ends up being good.
And tying his career high of 17 points.
Pat Spencer open 3 again. Cash! One more time!
After Donovan Mitchell misses this shot, Pat Spencer would be fouled.
Rimming it out, and then Pat Spencer's pulled down. A foul on Hunter.
As Pat Spencer marches towards the free throw line, the entire Warriors fan base held its breath.
1 free throw, and the Warriors will have the most improbable win of the year.
Now, I mentioned in the beginning that the pressure that he's feeling right now must be inconceivable. Inconceivable, that is, for the most of us.
And a new career high in his first NBA start. Look at him waving. He's waving at the Cleveland Cavaliers fans. Go home. Get an early start.
From Boys Latin,
he'd be better served being the man on the JV lacrosse team.
To Loyola.
Yeah, unequivocally, that's Pat Spencer out of Loyola.
To Northwestern.
We just thought it was a no-brainer.
To Germany.
The dream is still alive for Pat Spencer.
To the G League.
He attacks and throws it down.
To the Summer League.
got a few DNPs and wasn't too pumped about it.
Back to the G League.
30 for Spencer.
And finally, to the NBA.
God, I love this guy. He makes them both.
Through it all, Pat Spencer has proved that he's destined for more.